listen. They make zero effort to fucking listen. And then they want to tell you about how they know everything about your life and what you should be doing with it. I got people to this day who still don't realize I'm not in Boulder, Colorado, despite the fact that they're in Boulder, Colorado and have not seen me in literally years. And they'll get a hold of me because they want me to come see them because they got a problem. These are people who have literally been ignoring me for at least 6 years. So, of course, I only exist when they want something. Great news. Now there's all these jackasses who want to pretend like they care, but they show that they don't. If you're busy giving advice instead of asking the victim how you can help, you're a jackass. Let me change the scenario here a little bit. Let's say I'm not the victim. Let's say your daughter is the victim. Let's say your daughter is the one who had this shit happen to them. Are you going to tell your daughter, oh, you just need to ignore it? You shouldn't care what other people think. Is that what you're going to tell her? Oh, you just need to love yourself. She comes to you because somebody is assaulting her over something that she didn't do. Are you going to tell her she just needs to love herself? Are you going to tell her she just needs to take care of it on her own? Are you going to tell her she just needs to man up? Are you going to tell her you'll pray for her? Well, I would certainly hope the fuck not. I would certainly hope that if people did to your daughter what they've done to me, that the first thing you would do is go to the fucking police station with her and turn the son of a bitch in. That's not the help I got, is it? No, what I got is I'm sorry, I'm fucking sorry. Well, take your sorries and shove them up your sorry ass. Don't tell me you're fucking sorry. Changed behaviors, not sorries. I'm not sure if you noticed, all these folks who loved me before Natalie died because I was the sweetest, nicest little fucking kitten. Right? What happened after Natalie died? They threw me away like I was fucking trash. And then, even after they found out that it was Joseph Michael Lopez who fucking killed her, yeah, they still couldn't come forward. Still too cowardly to do so. And then these jackasses, my predators, want to use their children as an excuse for the crimes that they committed. Oh, I'm scared for my kids. Seriously? How the hell can Ted Bollinger pretend that he's scared for his kids when he raped them? Makes no goddamn sense. But it's alright, isn't it? We live in a sexist society where it's not okay to have a penis, where every male is a predator and every woman is a victim, and that's the way the narrative is, and that's the way it's going to stay. And of course, we got some asswipe calling himself schizoid. He's one of many, many people who created accounts to harass me. And of course, hide user on this channel. Blam! That was so easy. Now, if it's not your daughter, if it's a male instead, and he's homeless, then, of course, it's a lot different story, isn't it? It's man up, you just need to man up, man up, man up. And then there's all these asshats who want to do the whole, you just need to get a job. Oh, you can work. Oh, just because you can't see my disabilities means that magically they don't exist? Is that really how it is? In your mind, yes. But you're nuttier than fucking squirrel turds because you believe it's okay to fucking harass an innocent man over shit that never fucking happened. Literally never happened. And then all the I'm fucking sorries. No, don't tell me you're fucking sorry. That denotes that you don't give a shit. That doesn't mean you give a shit. It means you don't. You are saying and doing things that push people to suicide. And you know what? I've had a lot of people that when I explain it to them, hey, you know what? You're bitching about somebody committing suicide. Well, you almost pushed me to suicide being a fucking piece of shit like that. You offer to let them know so that they don't push other people to fucking suicide by being fucking selfish pieces of shit. Instead, they throw fucking tantrums. How dare you? How dare I? I'm not the one that fucking misled you or the situation. I'm not the one that went out of my way not to communicate effectively. I'm not the one, bitch. I was never allowed to face my accusers. Never allowed a day in court. Ever. I was never allowed to show evidence. Over half of my court dates I was illegally prevented from going to. Well, over half of my court dates after August of 2018. I wasn't even allowed to go. I was illegally prevented from going. And because the cops fucked up, as we all know, every goddamn cop in America is a fucking liar. You know? Every cop in America is a liar, just like every Christian is a liar. You will not find a human being on the planet who doesn't lie, or who hasn't lied. But you will find Christians who will lie to you repeatedly and perpetually and think that it's okay. It's not okay. You guys need to decide, do you serve your God or do you serve the American people? Jesus did not serve God. He served the people of the earth. And through his service to the people of the earth, he sort of served God. Sort of. Now, I'm here in Tillamook. I've already had a few run-ins with the local tweaker population, and they haven't been violent. You know, a lot of you guys, you're under the impression that every tweaker out there is trying to steal your shit and rape your dog. You know, a lot of them, they don't have any interest in your fucking dog. What they got an interest in is getting their next fix. That's what they're focused on. When they steal your shit and they go sell it, they're selling that stuff because they're addicted. They're selling your stuff because they ran out of their own stuff to sell. Now then there's people like me who don't do those drugs, but we get victimized as if we do. There's people like me who are not made homeless because of child molesting and rape and fucking murder and beatings. You know what I was made homeless over? I turned 18. That's how I ended up homeless. I turned 18. I was in the system. I turned 18. I got dropped off on the street with nothing. No ID. No birth certificate, no social security card, nothing. That's how I ended up homeless. Now let's ask how I ended up in the system as a child. Was I in the system as a child because I was a violent kid? Oh, hell no. I was the sweetest motherfucker on the goddamn planet. I was in the system because my dad got busted with 38 counts of cocaine possession with intent to sell. His fault, not mine. You want to blame a 4-year-old for that? You're a fucking moron. That's right, I was 4 at the time. Fuck off. Anyway, I'm disabled. My disabilities I have had since birth. Well, with the exception of my back problems and my knee problems and my ankle problems and my wrist problems and, of course, my neck problems. Those are all because of police. Police misconduct, police violence. all over situations that never should have happened. If there had been someone there with me to help me turn those things in, I would not have had to do such desperate shit. I would not have had to break the law to get someone to take a fucking look. How many of my friends bothered to look at that evidence? How many? Well, between 2016, when this shit started, and 2021, well, nobody did. Nobody at all. Not one person. It wasn't until Mandy Singer. That's right. That was the very end of 2001, very beginning of this year. Mandy Singer. How many years did it take? 2016 to 2017 to 2018 to 2019 to 2020 to 2021. 5 years. 5 years it took to get one person to actually stop and take the time. Now, it's not that I didn't cry before that. I spent literally tens of thousands of dollars traveling to go see people who promised to help me. I spent tens of thousands of dollars jumping through their hoops for the help that they promised. Yes, that is taking advantage of an at-risk adult. That is intentionally misleading an at-risk adult. And that does put at-risk adults at further risk. So before you start typing shit at me like I'm fucking sorry, don't fucking do it. Don't type at me that I need to man up. Pay a fucking attention to the words that are coming out of my goddamn mouth. I can't turn off my disabilities just because you didn't want to hear that I have them. It doesn't work that way. That's the way the courts played it, and they got away with it because you, I'm sorry, motherfuckers, are all bitches. You'll complain about it, but you won't do anything except complain. There's more to it than just bitching. You get onto your Facebook and you bitch to the fucking peanut gallery. Yeah, you got yourself a crowd of like-minded individuals, but now you have taken them away from their task of changing it, because now, instead of, well, just like with church, you go to church, you really only go on there because you live in a small town, and if you're not part of a church, then they pretend that you're a Satan worshiper, and of course, then you can't be a part of their town, you can't be a part of their 4-H club, you can't be a part of their anything. You just simply are not considered a person. Now then, we've got another asswipe here calling themselves I See You, and what do? We go over here, hide user on this channel. No problem. You see how easy that is to do when it's somebody on the internet? Easiest goddamn thing ever. Just press the magic button and they go away. There is no magic button in real life. When you got a cop trying to break your fucking wrist because he gets off on hurting people, there's no, well, hide user from this channel button for that officer. When your daddy is raping the living fuck out of you, well, same situation, ain't it? It only matters if people care. What are the chances of you, after being molested by your dad, what are the chances that you're going to end up in a mental institution? They're pretty good. Most of those go unreported. Not really. Every one of those girls who cuts on herself started off telling somebody. and then they were blown off. Self-harm is not self-harm. It is a cry for help. People don't cut on themselves because they hate themselves. They cut on themselves because they need to be heard. They don't cut on themselves just to get attention for attention's sake. Why do they need that attention? Why do they need it? Why do they need that attention? I want you to stop and ask yourself that. Now, obviously, I keep making sure that I push the female thing. Females. Like the crimes that happen to me, you know, they're fine and dandy because they happen to a male. But if you change the perspective just a little bit, you remove the penis, add a vagina, and you've got a ready-made victim. And of course, we've taught women in America that if they destroy a man's life, it's okay to do so. That all she has to do is tell one of those 3 magic lies. Nobody's gonna bother to find out if it's true or not. Nobody's going to fucking care, especially if they're a homeless and disabled male. I'm gonna tell you honestly, those of you who think that child molesters should be killed, you know what? I agree with that, and I'll push it one point further. I think that it should be done publicly. But there needs to be 100% beyond any shadow of a doubt that that's exactly what they are. But I also believe on the other side of the spectrum, if you're going to kill child molesters and rapists, then any woman who falsely charges a man with that, who falsely accuses a man of that, should be subject to the same penalty. So if a woman accuses a man of raping her, and the death penalty is, of course, the penalty for rape, then yes, of course, that woman should be put to death, and of course, publicly, for exactly the same reason. Now, I've said plenty of times that the only thing that I think is worse than a child molester is somebody who makes false accusations. That's because false accusations get people killed. Do you not get this? Do you not understand this? Is this too much for your tiny brain to wrap itself around? As a victim of sexual assault, I gotta tell you, it was horrible that nobody gave a shit and let those predators that I had as a child continue. And don't get me wrong, several of them did eventually end up in prison for doing the things they did to me. But it wasn't the things that they did to me that actually got them landed in prison. It was the fact that the things that they did to me, they did to other people. And those other people had people in their lives who actually cared, who thought, hey, this is wrong. This is a horrible way to treat a human being. And they did something about it. I don't know how many times in my life that listening to me would have saved another person's life. But I know that there's, well, probably close to 50 or more. 50 or more people who are currently corpses because I was not heard. I told you how this was going to work. We needed to use preventative measures. We needed to prevent a situation from happening that would allow the police complete control of the situation, complete control of the evidence, of the body cameras. But that requires somebody going in who actually knows what the fuck is going on. There's 3 people that, of course, I can't say that they didn't go, but I can say that they didn't know nothing when they went. And I can say that when they should have come forward, they didn't. Even after seeing the things that they saw. I don't owe it to you to take your abuse. God, that's a nasty pimple and it's in the wrong place. But that's how life goes, ain't it? We don't want blemishes and we don't choose where they show up. But of course, whether or not you're a human being is dependent upon how you look, isn't it? You can be ugly as long as you got money. I mean, sure, nobody wants to watch Roseanne with Roseanne anymore because she made some racist comments. But those racist comments didn't make her broke. Those racist comments didn't make her any less rich. They just prevented her from getting more rich. Meanwhile, she still gets money from that Roseanne show. Why? Because it's got her name. Yeah, she gets royalties from the Roseanne spinoff. She gets royalties from that. How many of y'all remember when Roseanne was a stand-up comedian? Anyway, I hear your pretty words. I can read your I'm sorries. But you know what? I'm sick of it. Kind of like, of course, well, you shouldn't move there. You should move somewhere else. This lady, of course, wishful thinking and all that. She wanted to tell me how horrible Oregon is and that I should move. Oh, that's a great fucking idea, but how am I going to do that? Where am I going to get the fucking money? Huh? I can't take care of myself. Now, all it would take is somebody getting off their ass and doing something other than saying, I'm fucking sorry all the goddamn time. And obviously, this isn't all directed at her. She's not the first person to say she's sorry. And obviously, it's not a situation where I'm wanting her to be harassed or fucking threatened or treated like shit for it. It's the fact that it's fucking stupid. All right? If you keep on telling me I need to move, there's nowhere for me to move. I can't take care of myself. That makes me easy to fucking target. Unless someone steps up and says, hey, this shit is fucking wrong, and actually takes steps to put a fucking stop to it, I'm stuck with it. See, here's why autistic people don't like small talk. It's a waste of fucking time. It's an exercise in being a fucking fake ass piece of shit. How you doing today? I'm fine. Well, no, the fuck I'm not fine. I'm fucked. So I'm not going to tell you I'm fine. But then, of course, if I don't tell you I'm fine, then you treat me like I'm a terrible person who's unhappy all the time for no fucking reason. No, you didn't bother to find out what the fucking reason is. Because you were expecting social fucking niceties. Fuck you. Fuck your social niceties. I lived at Dallas's. I paid the fucking rent. Yeah, I paid the internet bill too. You goddamn right I paid the fucking bills. But at the end of the day, the whole time I was staying there, I was trying to get the help that I needed while I had a roof over my head. And of course, nope, Megan Misgatis didn't want to do it. The people who were paid by the state to do so also didn't want to do it. Well, it doesn't matter if you want to. It's your fucking job, you pieces of shit. If you're involved in the situation, you need to be honest about the situation. Megan Misgatis, well, shit. She fucked up big. I have her recorded when I first told her about that guy trying to blackmail me into making an illegal gun. And I let her know about that. And she wants to pretend that that never happened. Well, the fact that I have the recording of it shows otherwise. It shows that she was aware of the abuse that I was going through and that she made zero attempt to help me to turn these things in. Zero. I never met Megan Misigatis. I was supposed to have help in Chapel, Nebraska, so that if there was an issue in Chapel, Nebraska, I could turn in my predators. And the lady that I'm supposed to go to about this is all the way in fucking Lincoln. You're out of your goddamn mind. Now, the lady this video is titled after. Hey, lady. I don't even know what your fucking name is. I don't know your real name. I don't know you from fucking Adam. What I do know is that you're not fucking helping. You're not speaking up. You're not looking at evidence. You're not sharing it. You're not helping me to get to a safe environment. You're not helping me to move anywhere. You're telling me what to do. Just pretty words. It's not actual advice. It's not based on the reality of my life. It's based on your assumptions, which is why I say, hey, stop and listen. Take the time to fucking listen. Stop texting me and call me when you get a chance. But then, of course, how does that work? It doesn't. Then they continue to text at me for 2 to 3 more weeks. And that's if I'm lucky. If I'm unlucky, they'll continue texting me for 6 to 8 months. But it's not until I call them out for being bitches that they actually call me. And then, of course, they call me to be straight up fucking pieces of shit. Well, fuck you, Brandon Ratner, and fuck you too, Veronica Randall. And fuck you too, Derek Parrish and Joanna Taylor-Smith. Y'all ain't good people. You're selfish. It's not my fault you're selfish. Also, I'm going to give y'all Gary Baldwell's number because I don't like being scammed. I let him know to stop harassing me, and then he continued to type at me. Well, maybe he should have, I don't know, tried doing the adult thing. Starting with A, keeping your word, and B, calling me up and talking to me like I'm a fucking person. That'd probably be a more effective way to do it. Go fuck yourselves. Good to be radio. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. Unless they're male or homeless or short or not physically attractive or... No, that's not what no victim left behind means. Anyone can be victimized. The homeless and the disabled are number 1 and number 2 on every list. Go fuck yourselves.